Good morning, everyone. This is Black Forest coming to you with another market analysis video currency breakdown. We're going to be discussing the USDJPY. But before we go ahead and break down this chart and this currency pair, we have to state that this information is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. But we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as a trader and to help put some money in these uncertain economic times. Helps to put some more money in your pocket in these uncertain economic times. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and break down this chart and let's go ahead and break down this currency pair. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss the fundamental economic events that's affecting each currency respectively. Before we get into the technical analysis, always remember you must see what's going on with the currencies first before you see if what's going on with the currencies is being reflected onto the charts. Okay, technical analysis comes last. It does not come first, it comes last. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and break down the USD and JPY respectively. But let us break down the JPY first because we're going to be talking about the USD for quite a few videos. But that's all right. We like to be thorough here. Okay, so the JPY has been one of our stronger currencies for this trading week. Okay, we had some very good news about the JPY. We had some news come out about the JPY on Monday, April the 1st, around 7:30 Eastern time. It was some negative news that came out, but we have more positive news and negative news come out during that time. And also we had some news come out about the JPY um yesterday, Thursday evening around 7:50 Eastern time, and we had some very positive news about the JPY come out. Both news events were very positive. So we see a strengthening of the JPY, and we're going to continue to see a strengthening of the JPY going into the beginning of next trading week as well. Okay, it looks like the Japanese government is taking a very active role in combating its own inflation and combating the high gas prices that's been affecting Japanese citizens and Japanese economics and business overall. So we're going to see a continuation of the strengthening of the Japanese yen. Okay, now with the USD, we've had a lot of positive news come out about the USD throughout this trading week. Last positive news that was a major news event that came out about the USD was Thursday during the New York session, prior to the opening of the New York station at 8:30 Eastern time. We did see the initial jobless claims. It was previously 171,000. They predicted it was going to be 200,000, and it actually dropped down to 166,000. So that's very good. It was actually better than what they thought it was going to be. So the USD is now is strengthening, is heading in the right direction when it comes to getting stronger. It is becoming one of our stronger currencies in the latter part of this trading week and going into the next trading week is going to remain one of our stronger currencies, but it still has some room to get even stronger. Okay, so we are a situation where we have two currencies where each of the respective governments for each currency are actively taking active roles in combating the economic woes that were causing their currencies to be weak, and now these currencies are becoming much stronger. So we're in a situation we have two currencies that are becoming stronger. Okay, so with that being said, we have two currencies in which both of them are becoming stronger or both of them are moving towards the same direction. It's not so much about which currency is stronger than the other. It's about how with the pace in which each currency is strengthening versus the pace of which the other currency is strengthening. So if one currency is strengthening at a faster pace than the other, then that one will act as the stronger currency, while the one that has the lagging pace in its strengthening is going to be the weaker currency. And in this case, the USD is moving is becoming strengthening at a way higher pace than what the JPY is, but it does not mean that the JPY is weak. It just means that compared to the USD, even though the JPY is strengthening, it's not strengthening as fast as the USD is. So in this case, when you have the USD and the Japanese pair matched together, the USD is going to act as the stronger currency while the JPY act as the weaker currency, but that does not mean that JPY is a weak currency. It is actually becoming one of our more stronger currencies. Okay, now let's get down to the technical analysis on the chart. All right, so in the prior videos that we did throughout this trading week, we did say price was going to get to this area either here or up here before we started to see some turnaround towards the downside. Okay, the way this chart turns around is going to dictate whether we're going to be going more into the short direction or more into the long direction. Okay, so for us to continue us going to the long direction, we would need to see a week going down with a lot of pathetic weak, low pressure candles heading this way. Like, a lot of these crazy looking candles like this, a lot of these crazy candles like this. And we start seeing this going down, all these little candles with just about the width of just the max about 10 pips, 5 pips going down towards this direction, then that means that eventually we're going to see some aggressive group move towards the long side and continue to go up. But if we start getting aggressive red candles going down towards this direction, I'm talking about probably like 5 to 7 candles that come and knocks out this entire market structure, like boom, 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 bam, boom, right? Then we could safely say we're turning price around and we're heading towards the short direction. Okay. Now that does not mean that is the long-term plan. That is just what's happening right now in the intermediate. Okay. So how far could we drop? We could drop as far as here or could drop as far as here. If we start to get to this area here, and we get to this area very aggressively with a lot of high momentum and velocity, then we can pretty much say the same. You're going to have to start considering this price turnover, which means from a fundamental standpoint that the JPY is picking up its pace and is strengthening, and the USD is starting to lose its pace and is strengthening. Okay, but for retracement purposes, we're going to get to either this area here or this area here. Now, like I said, if we get here with very shoddy, deformed candles that have no type of size or strength to them, coming down this way here to here, then that means eventually we're going to get big green candles that's just going to come and continue to take price up. But for the most part, the more likely scenario is that we're going to have some good size to moderate size red candles that's going to bring price down to all the way to here, range out, continue to go back up some before we head towards down the downside. Once we get in this general area here, we're going to have to see what the fundamentals are going to be, because that's going to solely dictate whether we continue to go down or do we continue to head back into the long position. Okay. Now, one thing I do want you to make sure that you're paying attention to is where price has been. Okay, so last time price was this high. Last time price was this high was, make sure I got this right. Last time price was this high was about over 7 years ago. Okay, so we just recently made a 7-year high. So in the more likely scenario, we're going to see an aggressive drop down in price, possibly to this area here or even here. Okay, because this has been going up for quite some time. So let's go back to a 4-hour time frame. So the more likely scenario is we're going to see an aggressive drop in price, but the thing about it is just going to take some time before we can get here. Okay, but for the short to intermediate term, because we're only going to just be concerned about how each trading day goes, not projection over long terms, because we're traders, we're not investors. Okay, what we're looking at is a drop in the price to here or here before we can see some picture of some retracement up. Now, there is possible we can see another additional shoot up to another 10 to 20 to 30 pips before we start to range out and drop in price too, just due to the overall volatility of the entire Forex market. But the moral of this story is that eventually we're going to start heading towards the downside. Okay. Hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.